In today's video, I'm covering the two self-driving stocks that you can invest into for the future and take advantage of this crazy ride. As we all know, self-driving vehicles will be changing the world in many ways, where collisions and traffic-related deaths will be reduced significantly, and also the daily cost of driving to be reduced by over 80%. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to jump right into today's video, but before I do, just a quick disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, so whenever you're investing into any type of investment, always do your own research and consult a professional, because this video is just for entertainment purposes only and just my opinion. The first company we're going to take a look at is called Nvidia, and the ticker symbol on this is NVDA. And if you're unfamiliar with Nvidia and what they do, Nvidia is a visual computing company that's worldwide, and it operates in two segments: GPU and Tegra processor. The GPU segment offers processors which include GeForce, which is for PC gaming and mainstream PCs, GeForce Now for cloud-based gaming, Quadro for design professionals working in the computer-aided design, video editing, special effects, and other creative applications. And at the time of recording this video, when the markets closed, Nvidia was last trading at $598.45 per share, which is down about $11. And currently in the after hours, Nvidia is sitting at $596.55, which is down another $2. And if we take a look at the 1-year chart for Nvidia, the company is up almost 128%, which is incredible. And over the last 5 years, this company has managed to climb 2,300%. And so far, year to date, the company is up almost 17%. Currently, Nvidia has a forward EPS of 9.70 and a forward PE of 62.86. And Nvidia does pay a dividend, which is very small, of 0.10%, which is about 64 cents per share. And because Nvidia pays a dividend, if we take a look at their dividend summary, you can see that their payout ratio is sitting at 6.59%, which is extremely low, and their 5-year growth rate is about 10.13%. I definitely do see their dividend growing over time, because this company is still in their growing phase, and the market cap for Nvidia is currently sitting at $377.6 billion. And Nvidia as a company has just been doing very great, because if we take a look at their last quarter earnings, they beat their expected EPS by the analysts by 36 cents, and they beat their revenue expectations by $303.87 million. And Nvidia will also be coming out with their next quarter earnings on February 24th, which is a couple days away, and their estimated EPS is supposed to be $2.80 with an estimated revenue of $4.82 billion. And like you can see on the screen, the last 4 quarters, they've just been beating their expected earnings. And for Q4, they're expected to be up 48.35% year over year. And boy, if we take a look at their income statement, we can see how well Nvidia is performing. Because if you take a look at their revenues, their trailing 12 month is almost at $15 billion. And if you compare their cost of revenues to their gross profit, you can see that this company is making massive gains. Also, looking at their net income, which has also increased and is doing amazing. Currently, Nvidia has a recommended rating by the analysts of 2, which is a buy, and an average analyst price target of $596.59, which they're pretty much there anyways right now. They're a little over at $598.45. If you also compare Nvidia's estimated revenues for 2021 and 2022, you can see how quickly those numbers grow, because in 2021, their average estimated revenue is supposed to be $16.49 billion. And for 2022, it's estimated for $19.88 billion. And looking at the growth estimates for next year, they're expected to grow 20.30%, and over the next 5 years, 22.04% per year. And here's why I think Nvidia will be the leader in the self-driving space, because behind all those self-driving vehicles, there needs to be something that is powering it, because companies like Nvidia are building artificial intelligence systems that will be powering these self-driving cars. And Nvidia's drive platform consists of hardware and software designed to support driverless vehicles, and this ranges from level 2, which is partially automated, all the way up to level 5, which is fully automated. And Nvidia's drive softwares enables developers to build and deploy the necessary AI applications applications. And Nvidia's Drive AGX Pegasus hardware, which combines two systems on a chip with two of Nvidia's latest GPUs, which provides the computing horsepower needed to rapidly process data from LiDAR, radar, and cameras, which put everything together to make the car move autonomously. And when it comes to AI, Nvidia is considered to be the best in class and to significantly outperform Intel's chips. And Nvidia's industry-leading solution has helped attract many partners, startups, to even established companies. And some of these automakers include Toyota, Audi, Volvo, and Mercedes-Benz. And also mobility service providers like Airbus, Aurora Mobile, Zoox, which is owned by Amazon. So if you're looking to put Nvidia into your portfolio for the long term, personally in my opinion, I think you can't go wrong with that. And this company will just continue to grow as more and more autonomy comes out. Next up, we'll take a look at Google, and the ticker symbol is GOOG, and currently GOOG is currently trading at about $2,100 per share, which is up about $8 or so. But after the market closed, it dropped about $1. And looking at Google's forward EPS, currently it's at 68.64 and their forward PE is sitting at 30.53. And Google does not pay a dividend. It'll be amazing if they did, but currently they do not. And this company's market cap is sitting at $1.41 trillion, which makes them one of the world's largest tech conglomerates. But for whatever reason, if you've never heard of Google, which I don't know why you haven't, because somehow you've probably used one of their companies or one of the companies that they own, but the majority of Google's revenue is generated from advertising. You've got Google ads, you've got YouTube ads, and so on. But they also generate revenues from other sources, including from sales of apps, in-app purchases, hardware, licensing, and service fees. And some of the most prominent companies that are owned by Google are YouTube, Nest, and Waze. And looking at Google over the 1 year span, they're up about 39%, and over the last 5 years, they're up almost 207%. And so far, year to date, Google is up almost 20%. And just on the beginning of February, Google recorded its quarterly earnings, and they beat their EPS by astonishing $6.29. And they beat their revenue estimates by $4.01 billion, which is insane. And currently, the recommended rating by analysts for Google is sitting at 1.5, which is a strong buy. And the average analyst price target for Google is sitting at almost $2,200, where currently they're sitting at a little over $2,100. And pulling up Google's income statement, if we look at it on a quarterly level, you can see March of 2020 and June of 2020, they had some pretty low but still relatively good revenue numbers. And that was obviously due to the pandemic and advertisers pulling their money from advertising sites. And you can see as of December of 2020, their revenues have shot up to insane levels. And also taking a look at Google's net income, again, they're producing very solid and very strong numbers. Switching over to Google's balance sheet and looking at the cash and equivalents, and just take a look at how much they've got sitting around, which Google has no issue paying off any kind of debt. And if we pull up Google's revenue estimates for 2021 and 2022, you can see the average estimates for 2021 is sitting at $226.28 billion. And in the year 2022, those estimates will jump to $264.2 billion. And taking a look at Google's growth estimates over the next year, they're expected to grow 15.80%. And over the next 5 years, they're expected to grow almost 17% per year. And here's why Google will be joining Nvidia in the self-driving market. And Google has their own self-driving company called Waymo, which is currently leading in the robo-taxi service. And yes, there's other companies like GM and Ford, and I just feel like these companies are just becoming dinosaurs because they're so far behind, and by the time they catch up to whether it be Google or Tesla or any of these top companies, they won't stand a chance. And right now, becoming one of the top companies in the self-driving section, it's all about how much testing you do. And as of April 2020, Waymo has completed 15 billion simulated driving miles and 20 million autonomous real-world driving miles. And if you compare these numbers to GM's, it only completed 2 million real-world miles. And you can see how far these dinosaur companies are falling behind. And because Waymo has collected so much more data, this is a huge advantage when it comes to AI for them. And back in 2018, with the launch of Waymo 1, it became the first company to offer an autonomous rideshare service to select individuals. And today, the service is open to the general public in the Phoenix metropolitan area. And again, if you compare that to GM, they tried something like this in San Francisco in 2019, but that vision never really became a reality. And GM has yet to reschedule. And with Ford, they're expecting to launch self-driving services services in 2021, but they've already delayed that until 2022, which makes Google's Waymo way ahead of everyone else. And if you compare Google's cash flow for the last 12 months with Ford and GM, it's generated way more than both of them combined. And according to analysts, the market for autonomous vehicles will reach at least $2 trillion by 2030. And also, Intel believes the autonomous market could reach $7 trillion by 2050. And that's the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And if you did, don't forget to smash the like button if you haven't already. And also, if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below for future videos like today's.